Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Craft the World. And on this episode, we are going to continue where we left off. Now, I do have a fair bit of my guys, or at least they were sleeping over here a minute ago. Now, only 2 of them are sleeping, so they're all full life. And what I thought I was going to do was come over here and try taking on these bad guys, because they're fairly annoying, and there's a lot of resources over here I want. And as you can see, they actually do have a nice little farm going over here. So if I can kill them without destroying that farm, I can use that for myself, I believe. Don't hold me to that, but we'll see if we can. I destroyed one earlier, and I really should have just left it there. But I want to come over here and destroy these guys. I don't know if we can do it. It's going to take a lot of the health of my guys, and I don't really have a lot of power. So if it gets out of hand, they're all going to die. And that's why I'm kind of thinking that maybe I should wait. But I really, really, really want to take these guys out, because there's just so friggin' many of them. But yeah, I think we're going to wait to be on the safe side, because I think that would go really, really badly. And I want to find some sulfur. Now, there is a dragon over here as well that I need to take out. He's kind of getting in the way as well. But we can keep going down. So we're going to take this, this bed out, because we really don't need that there. And I am going to go ahead and put my portal down here. And we're going to keep chopping straight down, just because right now that's the best thing we can do. For our guys. If we can find some better resources at sulfur. I don't know where it is or what it even looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be up here on the top if we haven't found it by now. Let's see, what are all my guys doing? There's a couple of them went through the portal. I bet most of them are not even close to it right now. Actually, there they go, right there. What do we get? Swimmer's book. Increases the time you can hold your breath underwater. And there is another room down here. Oh, crap. Another one. They're all over the place, I tell you guys. It's crazy. Let's put some scaffolding there. Where's my other piece? I think it's still back up here. I'll go ahead and hold off on digging that up for now. Let me get a little bit more. So we're going to go off this direction. I do want to dig into that, but I want to make sure it's safe before we do that. Who knows what could be down there. And if we can come out someplace a little bit better, yeah, we'll come over here and get this stuff. If we can mine it from the top, that's even better than I was thinking. We need a little bit more coal. Yeah, we do need a little bit more iron as well if we're going to make some of those weapons. So definitely something we need, regardless of the fact of whether it's in the right direction or not. I am hoping to get some of that sulfur, though, because without that, even if I make the weapon or make all the pieces for the weapon, there's still the gunpowder that I need. So, yeah, that's just going to be one of the necessities that we have to get. Let's put some lights down in here. Way we don't have to worry about that stuff growing down here. Ah, there's another room over here. There's tons and tons of mini rooms in this level, pretty much every 4 or 5 seconds. And the other levels, you got a spell that I really never use that often, because I found it kind of a cheat. But the spell would allow you to cast it, and it would use something like, I don't remember, like 10 or 15 power or something. It's kind of costly. And it would put a little compass on the screen that would point you in the direction of another secret room, another one of these exposed rooms. But because there's so many on this level that if you were using that technique, it's not going to point you in the direction of really anything. It's going to be like, oh, there's a room there, there's a room there, there's a room there, and it's going to go crazy like Night at the Roxbury, where the guy's like, what's up, what's up? You know, and the guy's like, pace yourself, dude. Because he's, you know, saying what's up to all the women in the club. And if you haven't seen Night at the Roxbury, guys, I think it's one of the funniest movies out there. I like comedy, so that's definitely right up my alley. But it's so funny. Those guys are hilarious together. They're actually really good actors, you know, in their own rights. And the fact that they were in the same movie together is just one of the coolest things I think you'll ever see. But it has really good music. I really like that song, even though they play it quite a bit in that movie. It's just a funny movie. So yeah, definitely check that one out. If you're into games and you like funny movies and you haven't seen Grandma's Boy already, definitely check that one. I talk about movies every once in a while with you guys, just because movies play a pretty big role in my life as well as video games do. I watch a lot of them. But, you know, I'm more of like an 80s movies guy. A lot of the older ones. I watch some of the newer ones if I think it's good, but it doesn't happen too often. Too much fast-paced stuff. Like I want more substance. I don't need like a drama. I don't need a romance or anything like that. I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking for, you know, more substance with my story or with the action. Because some movies I watch have no story whatsoever. I was just watching San Andreas with The Rock, and holy crap, was that bad! I know my sister really enjoyed it, but I was like, we're just supposed to accept the fact that they love each other and just accept the fact that this is happening. And I want to ruin it for anybody, but there's like they just make you take the assumption that everything they say or do is like those old movies that you used to watch where they spent like an hour and a half building up the fact that they love each other, but they hate each other, but they're destined for each other, and oh, they truly do belong together, like the romance movies that you always got dragged to and stuff. Yeah, it takes like an hour to build that up in a lot of movies, and in a lot of the new movies, they're just like, go ahead and think of that in another movie, and we're not going to spend the effort to justify why they're acting the way they're acting when they were just acting polar opposites a second ago. Because you're supposed to expect the fact that they went through all those changes in a matter of like 30 seconds, somehow magically in some weird universe where that's like a normal thing to happen. So yeah, that's why I tend not to like some of the newer ones, because it's just so unbelievable. He does not like my gift. What's he gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh, come on. Leave me alone, man. Give me a break. I will get your attention when the deity comes. And don't you dare try killing me. I'm very old and very powerful. That's right. I'm also a used car salesman. Come on. Step right up, step right up. I got a giant used alien right here for you. He glows orange and punches his fist on the ground when he doesn't get his way. So he's like 4 years old. Just kidding, guys. He is very ticked off, though. Look how bad he is. He's like, I am not happy at all, guys. I want my goodies. I want my baby back. No, we're not singing that one. But yeah, he's hard to please. I've tried pretty much everything so far, and the only thing he liked was his gold. He's a pirate apparently. He wants his gold, matey. Let's go over here and put some more torches, just so that it doesn't clear up or fill in with that stuff. I hate it when that happens. What about over here? I guess I could come over here. It's a little bit further away from the enemy as well. Get the rest of this coal and a little bit more sand as well. Now the sand has a trick to it for those of you who may not be aware of it. If you chop the block underneath the sand will fall down. And if your dwarf is standing underneath it, the sand just falls right on top of the guy and turns into a little ball like that you can harvest. Whereas if you're not standing there and there's nothing underneath him, it will just fall down as a square and then you have to mine it again. So if you want to cheat a little bit, you can do that. I was told that when the game first came out, if the sand fell on you like that, you would actually take damage. To me, I would actually like to see that come back. I think that's more realistic when a lot of the stuff they do in this game is about realism and trying to be, as real to what the fantasy world they've created would actually be and be taking place. So, where's my guys under attack? These guys are still up here? I put a portal up here, I swear, and they still didn't. Well, while you're here, I'm going to take control. And we're going to chop this down, at least until I get an extra power, which is in another minute and 50 seconds. Oh, that's crazy. It's crazy talk. What are you guys still doing up here? Every single time, I kid you not, somebody gets left behind. And I think I was just talking about this on one of the other earlier episodes. It's pretty uncommon, though, that if these guys will have nothing to do up here. Like, there usually is something left. Oh, great. I think my guy is attacking somebody really far away. Holy crap, look how far he's trying to shoot. I didn't tell him to do that. He's doing that all on his own. I can't even see his arrows. Where are his arrows? Whee! Where's that going? I don't know what he's trying to do. I'll go ahead and release you, man. You can do whatever you want, because that's pretty weird. What was he shooting at? You know what? I will take control over you so that you can chop. Chop, chop. I kind of, I can understand not doing it, but it'd be pretty cool, though. This is like the fifth thing that I'm saying. It's going to be pretty cool, but when they're chopping the tree down, if they stop like halfway through it, it doesn't do any damage. Like, it starts from scratch all over again, which makes sense, kind of, not really. I mean, if you're chopping down a block of dirt, if somehow the dirt was in a block shape in the first place, if you hit it a few times, it would still be just as damaged as when you stop than when you come back to it. So that doesn't really make a lot of sense either, but if they want to do it, they should have it where it actually shows damage. Like, the blocks they'll show little cracks in the dirt and stuff like that that will regenerate over time. The tree should keep that damage as well and show you, like, it's cuts inside of it and stuff like that. Let's see, we need to put some of this food down. It's a little different. Pretty sure they're going to get tired of whatever's there already. Let's put this down. Yeah, that's the one they got a whole lot of. I don't think it takes very long to make that stuff. I think that's why. No, there's two different kinds. There's this one right here on this page, and then the other one on this page. And one takes coal and one doesn't, so that's why I have it there. You guys are sleeping, okay, you guys are doing fine. What about down here? I need to put more portals, and that's why it's taking them so long. But before I do that, before I forget, let's get our two dwarves who have gone for a little hike and forgotten how to get back home. Come on, go for it. You know you want to. And you, I don't know what you're doing. Is he going after this guy, maybe? Yeah, that's what he's doing. Oh my god, that guy is full life. No! Oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it! Oh, this is such a slow fight. I need to get that weapon. This is going to look so cool. I wonder what the sound effect will that be. Because it's going to be not a very advanced weapon. Like, they were using balls for their shot. So that's going to be like a musket or something. It's going to have like this big, you know, loud bang to it, and probably smoke come out the front of it and fire as well. They weren't very efficient, and the gunpowder they had back then was not the kind of gunpowder you find in guns nowadays, which is actually smokeless gunpowder. So when you fire a gun, you don't see smoke come out of it. But when you fire the old guns, if you ever watch any of those like Civil War ones where they're firing the muskets, you'll see all this smoke come out of it. And that's what, you know, the smokeless gunpowder, or the gunpowder that they had back then did. And that's why smokeless gunpowder is one of the really good, you know, inventions that they discovered to come out with. Is one, it doesn't cause the gun to get as nearly as dirty as it would otherwise, because that smoke, it like clings to the barrel, and you got to go in there and scrub it clean and stuff like that after every use. And you should do that with your gun anyways, but it doesn't need to be cleaned as often. But you should get in the habit of going beyond and above, or above and beyond with your maintenance of your weapon. Otherwise, when you need to use it, somebody breaks into your house or something like that, it could jam on you because you just didn't clean it very often. And, you know, if you're going to have a weapon, you need to respect it, and you need to be mindful of it and where it's at and what kind of shape it's in, and you know, just check on it every so often. It's just some of these stories you hear about these people who have weapons and they're just very, very irresponsible with them it's just heartbreaking when you hear about the consequences of it. Some people don't even like guns at all, so if you're one of those people, you know, all the power to you, because, you know, you have your rights and you deserve to have your opinions and stuff like that. For those people who have lived out in the country, like I have at times, when you're alone, you're like an hour away from a police station, you know, you're very, very vulnerable, and you know, they're not going to send a helicopter out to your place. I mean, yeah, they could, but they're not going to. And if somebody breaks in and you're an hour away, and I'm not even exaggerating, there's places out in the country that are further away than an hour from any police station or any hospital. And so when something bad happens, you're really on your own. I mean, yeah, if you're under siege or something like that, they're going to get there in time, and, you know, or if like freaking Robo-Croc, you know, from the sci-fi movies show up, yeah, you can call for help. But, you know, somebody's banging on your door in the middle of the night when you're on your farm, you are your best defense in that situation, and it really helps the peace of mind, especially when you have kids around, that you can defend your family. So that's why I tend to say, in certain situations, you know, those kind of people should definitely be able to carry their stuff they want. But I know some of you guys aren't going to agree, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just saying, as far as like weapons on this, I was just going into like a little bit of the history of like smokeless powdered and stuff, and I always found, you know, in history class that to be very, you know, interesting, the different, you know, technologies that they developed, not just for weaponry, but for all kinds of stuff. They're finding more and more stuff out every time they go back and look at a different culture. And one of them that I remember hearing about was that they made a set of batteries out of, what was it, like orange juice or lemon juice or something, and they put a little thing of copper in there, and the copper reacted with the juices to create a very small amount of electrical charge. And when you tied all those together, you could create enough power to charge like you know, an 80-watt, you know, bulb or something like that. So they could create a decent amount of electricity, not a whole lot. And of course, the copper, I think it was copper, it might have been iron, but you know, the metal in there is reacting to it, just like natural batteries do that we have today. They react to the chemicals that are in there and create an electrical charge. But it's far more efficient, and you get a lot more power out of it than they were getting, but they would need a lot more of it. And eventually the metal is eaten away to a certain extent, and the fluids are, you know, saturated with that stuff that they have to be replaced. And for them, it would have to be replaced quite a bit because, you know, orange juice or whatever it was, lime juice or whatever, lemon, doesn't last very long on its own right. Like, that stuff will go bad because it's a natural food, you know, it can't just be left out. And then, of course, you throw that chemical reaction in there, but it doesn't last very long at all. But the fact that they had that shows that they were aware of, like, electricity a long time ago, and they were using it for something. They were actually quite literally making batteries. And if you're making batteries and a lot of them, you have a reason behind it other than scientific. Like, if they found one in some kind of laboratory or something, okay, then they were experimenting with it. But when you find in a warehouse, you know, dozens upon dozens of them, they were storing that for a reason, because somebody wanted it for a reason, and that people were using it probably on some scale, even if it was like a high end and only a few people had access to it or could afford to do that. Still, people were doing it, and it's pretty amazing to think about all the stuff that we had technology for at one time, and either because it was too early to be that effective, kind of just got, you know, forgotten about or pushed off to the side, and people were like, oh, we'll come back to it eventually once the technology is there to do it. And at some point, people just forgot about it, like literally just forgot about it for thousands of years before somebody else discovered it all over again. And that, to me, is a really cool, I mean, it sucks, obviously, because that's horrible that you have to wait thousands of years for people to rediscover something, or hundreds of years, or even decades for people to rediscover something. But it's interesting that it's possible. And when you think about all the technology we have out nowadays, I know Fisher's book increases the speed at which fish are caught. I know that I see a lot of the time technology that was around when I was a kid that people were like, oh, this new technology just came out. I'm like, no, I mean, that's been out for a long time, actually. It's just gotten better over the years. And they're like, no, this has just come out. And I'm like, no, it hasn't, guys. Trust me. And, you know, it's weird to see that there's some people out there who could be very intelligent on some things and just completely miss the fact that, you know, this stuff has been out there. And it shows that it can happen again. It could easily happen again, where people lose technology because there's just so much more of it out than you keep track of. And somebody eventually rediscovers it, or, you know, finds it out on their own and takes it for themselves and makes something useful out of it. And then now you have that product all over again. And it's pretty cool that it seems like people kind of all think like one another in some regards, so that if it's thought of once, it will be thought of again. It may take, you know, thousands of years for it to happen, but somebody else will think of it again. And that shows you that we have more in common than we do differences, you know? I mean, yeah, intelligent-wise, there's a lot of things that play a part, but, you know, like Einstein, they say, failed mathematics or something and dropped out of school, or got kicked out of school. So, you know, you can be incredibly genius with one aspect of things and just not so much with others. He literally moved out of the way for that, because now he wants to chop it down again. These guys, they love it. They love taking me out. What happened to the portal? Did they use it already? Wow, I think they went through the entire portal already, and I'm getting a little bit of lag here. There we go, now it's gone. Come on, guys. I can't put the power back. Did something land on it, maybe? Did I put it up here? I bet I put it someplace where, like, the sand landed on it and I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, that sucks. That sucks really bad, guys. Let's put some lights over here. We can put some lights down over here and over here. I wonder why it won't let me put that there. I guess because they can't get down here? You guys can get down here, no? Oh, you're right. You can't get over here. I sealed it off, or I left it sealed so that I didn't have to worry about, you know, any of those little minions over here on this side coming through and attacking me. At some point, I do want to kill these guys, but I don't know. That's going to be a tough fight, guys. This is a lot of people, and they spawn pretty quickly from this building right here. So unless you destroy the building, they just keep coming. And I almost want to do something I saw, you know, another YouTuber do, which is Rizakius. He actually turned me on to it the first time, which is to build a farm out of these guys. And he did it with ants on one of the levels. Ants really don't give you that much experience, and they're really not very aggressive. They kind of move in their own way, and if you put the little tower where it needs to be, it will just keep killing them and stuff. But these guys will come after you, and so I think if I put a tower here, they would try to get to it, and that would bring more of them in constantly. And as long as it wasn't too close to this building, I think they would be able to spawn fast enough. and get the aggro to keep going out. So you could actually be further away than you needed to be with the ants. I think this might actually play a little bit easier on doing a farm like that. So I think I'm going to try that. And in this level, I know it's going to take a long time to beat, and so I do want to have as many dwarves as possible, even though I know it will make the waves that come in that much more difficult. But in the end, I think having more dwarves is going to be the way to go. Holy crap, not another one. Another one? Holy crap, guys. Select dwarf, take over. We're going to have to seal this in. Come on, seal it in, seal it in, seal it in. Yeah. Yeah, that is what I'm talking about right there, guys. Let me go ahead and seal in a little bit more because they will come over here. I've seen it before, and they try to dig their way up. Let's go ahead and take this building earth here. Why can't I chop that? I don't know why I couldn't put that down. Let's put it down. And you know what? Since we are down here and we already have control, I'm gonna go ahead and start digging. I'm gonna dig off. You know, I want to go further down, but it doesn't seem like we can go more than like 10 feet before we run into another one of those camps. So maybe I will just destroy a whole bunch of them, the ones up here on the top that I need to get to. And later on in the game, when I have the mithril to spare, I'll go ahead and you know, worry about building that trap system that I was talking about earlier. Because there's literally so many of them that I'm going to have my pick. And I don't think I'm going to run out. Like the ant farms in some of the levels, they were there, but you might only have like 5 on the entire map. Where I think if we've already found 5 of these camps within just the first, you know, hour of playing, and that's ridiculous because we have so much more of the map to actually chop down. Like we haven't chopped down very much of it at all, to be honest, but just a small amount. So, ooh, what do we got down here? Diamond? I don't think that's silver, right? That was not diamond. There's no diamond in the game, but what is that silver? I guess it could be. I don't think it's mithril. Ow. We'll see what it looks like here in a second. Come on, chop, chop. No, it's silver. Yeah, it's silver. Wow, I'm getting a little bit of lag here, guys. I do apologize for that. But I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode short here. I'm going to wait for my power to get back up. I think it's because we have so many of these guys on the map. Because I haven't destroyed any of the farms yet. That might be what's causing the massive, unbelievably horrible lag here. This sucks. Wow. Well, yeah, again, guys, thanks for watching. If you do enjoy them, hit the like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure to leave those comments down below, and I will catch you guys next time.